Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about art journaling. Yesterday, or my most recent video, I talked about journaling to find your inner voice. And so this is sort of a continuation of that, but it's a different style of journaling called art journaling. So, what does art journaling look like? First of all, this is my art journal. And there's an example. There's an example. And here's another example. Okay. So art journaling can look many different ways. All right. Let me give you a few more examples from books. Okay. This was one of the first books that I ever laid my hands on that had art journaling. You know, if you notice, it's mostly handwritten, and there's lots of drawn pictures. Here's another one, Wild Money. Okay, so there's pictures. And so art journaling is like freedom, right? It's even more freedom than words, right? So when you're journaling with written words, you have the written words, you have the lines, and so it's structured and it's written and you use words and that's it, right? Which that has its time and place. Art journaling is different, okay? Usually there's a blank page with no lines, and you have freedom, right? Even more freedom than what you've seen here from what I've shown you. You can cut things out, you can paste things in, you can use different colors, you can use pencils, pens, crayons, paint, scrapbooking materials, stickers, words, pictures, anything, right? So, what's the purpose of art journaling? It's whatever you want that purpose to be. I like to think and use art journaling as a mode for self-expression and for tapping in. Okay, so for tapping in, it's like we know that the subconscious part of our brain really communicates in images, right? Or colors, symbols, and things like that. So when you set yourself in front of a blank canvas and you allow an expression out of you from your heart, from your soul to come out in the form of an image or a symbol or with colors, then you are allowing that innermost part of you to speak and to have a voice. So wouldn't it be interesting to see what that part of you had to say, right? That would be pretty interesting and pretty valuable and insightful. So another technique with the art journaling as insight or guidance that I picked up from this book, Wild Money, is let's say you have an inquiry or a question that you want answered, or you would like some sort of insight from, divine guidance or from your highest self. So then you would just sort of take a moment and go into maybe silence. Try to clear your mind and sort of present that question to yourself and see what comes to mind, like the first thing that comes to mind. It may be a color, an image, a thought, a number, a word, a sentence, a book, a memory, whatever comes to mind, begin to put it down. Okay? And just allow the story to unfold and the story to be told to you from the inside out, and put it on the paper. Okay, and use whatever materials or mediums, colors, images, whatever come to mind, and allow it to, answer you. So that's a way to use art journaling for insight and guidance. Um, you can use art therapy, as therapy. You can use it as therapy. So, in the previous video, if you haven't watched it already, I invite you to go and watch that video. I go into detail about finding your voice and doing that through journaling and writing. But the same applies here. So, when we have, feelings, right? Our emotions, our moods, I like to call them stuck moods. You need to give those things an opportunity to flow and to move and to be felt within you. Sometimes that's easier for some people than others. So, art journaling is a way for you to get things moving and flowing inside of you so that you can feel those feelings. Okay, so just like when you feel triggered, yesterday I talked about being triggered and go into your journal instead of unleashing all of that, reaction, emotion onto another person, then take that energy to your journal and see what's there for you first. Okay, so that's just one way you can use art journaling as therapy. And then you can also just use it as a meditation. So you may not have a question or insightful thing that you're looking for that particular day, but you do want to get a meditative practice where you sort of give your conscious mind a break, right? You give your thinking mind a break and you allow, your subconscious mind time to reveal itself to you. Then art journaling can be your practice. Okay, so just yesterday, just like I talked about picking up the pen and putting the pen to paper and not lifting up that pen until something starts to come out, especially if you're stuck and you're not feeling like or you're not able to really tap into what it is that you are experiencing. You can do the same thing with the art journal. So it's like you decide on a amount of time. Okay, so for the next 25 minutes, I'm going to devote myself to this meditative practice. So you get all of your materials out. I like to use colored pencils and mostly sometimes crayons and sometimes colored markers. So you got all of your materials out, and you sit down at the table and you commit yourself to 25 minutes of self-expression via the art journal. Okay, so that is just wanted to do a short video on art journaling, and I'll share more with you, as the time comes. But thank you for your time today. Peace, love, and many blessings. Until next time.